As the birds say good morning, so do I. I hope you guys are doing well. This is the African Crypto Warlord. Welcome back. Today we're going to be watching the 7-day Laplace distribution cone play out. And as you can see, I've modified it just to make it easier to read. And this is with my secret source involved, which is a probability routing of itself. Anyway, so what we can see here is it goes from line to line. So as you can see, there's two light blue lines, right? There's an orange line, that's called the mean. Then there's the two light blue lines, that is like the one standard deviation or one sigma move, you could say. Alright, this pink band where we're at now, that is what I would call -3 sigma move, you could say, or so many percentage probability to the downside. I would like to bring up those probabilities, but we'll be giving away my secret source. So what can we see here? Here is the current range. Oh, and let me just explain something. Anything, or these white lines are pretty much areas in where I know that I'm going to have to do a lot of signal processing, all right? Or know that it can be counter-trended. But usually if it closes above one of the white lines, it goes to the other white line. So probabilities are that it's, like, let's just say this line, 75% opportunity to mean revert back to the orange line. So if it does close above it, then it's more than likely going to hit this line. And then if it closes above it, it's more than likely going to hit that line. And then generally, if there's negative drift in the market, it wants to come down. Alright, so what we're going to be hunting for here is your Bitcoin, pretty much its range. So it came through. This is my number 10, this is my -7, that is my -3. So the general idea being is now we're at a third, if you're to look at this in normal distribution terms, but this is in Laplace, we're now at a third standard deviation move within the statistically significant candle that we have projected our variance forward on. Okay, so what you're looking for is a close above 20. I want to make sure this number is right, because we've been waiting on this for a very long time. Okay, so $20,000.13 USDT on Binance, on Poloniex. Alright, and if you start closing above this region, you immediately have to start looking for this. We'll be at the next place to process noise at 34960. If it closes above there, then it's getting back into its safe zone. Alright, and let's just put the next upside target in the book, which is at $34,997.94, so just shy of 35 grand to the upside. Now let's see if it gets hit here. Yes, it can still have a bearish drive and div. If it gets hit here, yes, it can still have a bearish hidden bear div. Here, hidden bear div. Here, hidden bear div. Here, just the opportunity to build a higher term bull div. Alright, so that's at 48k. The bears technically have the one standard deviation to the upside. That's when it can get very bullish for a very long time. Technically the bulls still have control of the market, you could say, as long as they keep it below 39343. A lot of people get wrecked in this region. This is going to be a shit ton of noise signal processing that you'll have to do. Okay, and then whilst we're on the 7-day, what I'll do is I'll come in and do the BTC dominance. Alright, so I have some friends in the shitcoin mansion, and they make good observations on the BTC dominance. So all this really is again, it's come from a statistically significant candle, and we can see that it's pretty much just chasing to hold above the lines we have. What can we see in the dominance though? It's symmetrical dominance, so it doesn't have drift on like this one, but what we can see here is that it is symmetrical and there's negative drift. Alright, so what we'll be expecting is, as we can see, BTC at a logarithmic skewed with the cone with drift, and this one up here, what we can note is that if it turns around over here or closes above here, let's just say it closes below, then we'll know that this one will want to close below. If it closes above, we'll know that naturally it's obviously going to close above. Alright, so there's very two. This is at 47.74% of dominance in all cryptos. Bitcoin, people are holding. Pretty much 47% of the people are currently holding Bitcoin in the crypto world. That's what that means, in a sense. Okay, so now let's go and play on our 21 day. So we did note that on the 21 day we needed to close above the mean. Alright, so we left off looking for the breakout and knowing that the mean was the pit stop. So this is on the 21 day. And now we have volatility expanding to the upside, pretty much perfectly off of a fresh trend down here. A little bit delayed, but obviously we have some other indicators to tell us that was negative. A little bit hard to call down here at 17k if you're looking on the 21 day, but generally green line outside of the orange band, you look for continuation to the mean. Now what can we see? We must just note this area here at, let's just go halfway, $25,167 to 26,938. That is where I believe that the bears can gain significant control in the market with regards to send it back down to this front run liquidity spot, which already demarcated as a front run. So this is quite an etchy place to be. I would just say if the bulls keep on closing at above 26,865, look for continuation to 37,949. I read the set 21 days, I read the 1 minute. Those are the levels. Alright, the data doesn't change. Generally, this will remain bullish above this target that I said. If I was just off 26,865 on the 21 day, you have continuation through. Now we have a hidden bull div, as you can see. When it's green, it's green. When it's red, it's red. Anyway, so now it's green. And here's another thing. So as we've demarcated the trap that, or the bearish control point that you could say with regards to the 21 day, we will see that the 14 days also come up. Alright, and we can see that the ultimate power mean is playing a major role with regards to capping the current price action. Given the way that everything is pointing, I would expect it to have the opportunity to hold above 28328. And if it does, you can look for continuation to the upside. So I believe at $28,213 there'll be a fight. So we must remember that. Okay, so what's the 7 day saying? Now it's pretty much the same target. So this is $28,013. Let's get us the direction with regards to volatility. Open up. Okay, so everyone's expanding to the upside, it looks like it. Mean reversion, super scalper through. So now for the general long-term trend on the 7 day, as to have full mean reversion, I would expect Bitcoin to close above this yellow line. And if it closes above that yellow line, it backs this mean reversion, which literally means back to the orange line up at the top. Backs this mean reversion here, this mean reversion that's just happened at the bottom from this side of Laplace to that side of Laplace. Super scalper got the move already. Now we're looking for continuation. Red flashes are on, so if they stay red, that's good. It doesn't matter that we're here, but as soon as they start not flashing red, then you know, okay, I need to make sure I can get a good trade in. So that's BTC.D. That's alright. So here's our 5 day, okay. And what we can see, which I should be doing, is putting on some horizontals. But we know $28,013 is the breakout range to the upside. And if we're to be very finicky, now this is just 5 day data, right? So now that we're here, we can be so finicky on the high time frames. This is why I like this data. So I enjoy these tools. Anyway, so 27,612. So we'll go see if we've hit that already in the day when we get down there. Otherwise, if we hold the next candle, which prints in 1 day in 17 hours, above this orange line that you can see here, you can look for continuation to the upside. Now, what's going to prevent the continuation to the upside, right? As you can see, we go from orange band, from one side of the orange band to the other side of the orange band. Let me switch this thing off. We go from one side of the orange band to the other side of the orange bands. Right? Punk, 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 stops at the mean, hits the band, breaks through, fails, and now we're here. So for a long-term trend, obviously it will match the 7 day target. If it closes below $27,601, I look for continuation back down to the mean. This mean could be obviously maybe halfway here. I don't know, because these are two big candles straight out of the pocket. So I'll give it a little bit higher. I'll give it to the top side until it prints in 1 day. I'll just say $24,200 until I can see my new 5-day print, and then I'll say that will be the target if we fail below this orange line, which is currently, as of this point in time, is 2% away. Okay, so already, okay, I shouldn't have put the tools on, but this was our previous breakout range in our previous video. We knew that if we close above there, you'll look for this orange line. So this was a previous mean that we knew that if we close below, we're going to continue here. So we haven't touched that idea yet, but obviously these are moving targets, so we'll have to update it when we get there. Anyway, close below that, so that's a 2% move away. What else have we got? Okay, so this is the 3-day. It's looking quite expanded with regards to PCs, just riding there. It's lost its trend to the upside. Obviously, we've had three huge candles in a row, so this little baby one over here is going to have to take, I would say, halfway, maybe 29k, and then it will flip the data back up into a bullish posture on the 3-day. It's also just printed as of 13 hours ago, so we'll give it some time to breathe. Contraction with some positive drift should help that idea in which I just explained. Now I want to make sure that we can start demarcating lower term time frames as to see if we can get above $28,013 and hold. Alright, so here's a good point on the 12 hours. So there's been bear div, but we've been floating up, so that's obviously because of positive drift. On higher term time frames, it's been floating up. Now, this is how I use the right hand side of the screen. Obviously it's green, but it's better when it's green further away, because you can look for bigger candles. And as soon as it gets the green and red line, they start crossing the orange line. It's usually my short signal in, but start processing signals downside and look for anything that's going to stop it to get to one of those lines. Alright, so this is a general idea of those things. Now, as you start closing above the reverse wave trend here with the JMA breaking out to the upside, you can look for a big candle. But because it's so close, if this thing flashes red and the candle closes below $27,992, you can look for continuation back down over here, 26,373. Technically, there's a wick there, which would still leave this in a bullish posture on the 12-hour. Now, we can see that the bear drift is being ground out, but we are having outlier events, so we need to look for a target with regards to, let's put, we'll look, it's the 7-day target. So if you close above that, which is sort of happening, okay, so that is sort of happening. There needs to be a bigger drive of volatility to the upside. This is moving into negative drift, so it's not looking healthy. That's the 12-hour. Let's start looking on the lower term time frames. Okay, so 6-hour time frame is having a mean reversion play to the upside. Obviously holds true with expansion in volatility and chaos and disorder. It's not trending in this direction. That stays true. If the price action holds above currently 27,934, this mean reversion should play out to the upside. It is trending. All right, so you're getting there. Okay, this is the 3-hour mean reversion play, expansion to the upside, moving into chaos and disorder. Let's start looking for things that can cut this down, but it is a strong signal. This is a new 90 minutes printed 15 minutes ago. Expansion to the upside. Everyone's looking gravy. So this is generally how we're going to play the game. 45 minutes is looking under some contraction. We have broken out of a sort of trappy range. Red flashes haven't stopped. Hasn't hit an outlier event. Now we're going to go on a 15 minute. Okay, so our 45-minute outlier event can be somewhere up here. Oh, come on. It can be somewhere up here. Okay, which is a 1.5% move to the upside. We already measured. I suppose it was down here when we started the stream. This is the daily range that it needs to hold above. Alright, so if it was to fail here, I'm just going to say it's a 2% to the downside. If it carries on for continuation, it's a 3.58% to the downside. Alright, now any closes, as we said, above 213, which is this region over here, 213, pretty much. Any closes above that, I'll look for continuation. Now, how do I get very close to $28,013? I can say this reverse wave trend on the 15-minute is the continuation target, okay? Or to the downside, I'm just drawing that. But when it gets here, this is the downside target, which is matching up with the 7-day Laplace distribution cone. And I know that if we start if I start after process signal here, then I know I'm processing signal on the 7-day price distribution. I can obviously break that down to a 1 minute. And it's this level over here. Alright, there we go. This will be a region to come in and test. There's a hidden bull div, so it can look for continuation, but we're moving into negative drift. It's not kicking in as of yet, so this will be on the next print. That's positive, that's up. Okay, so you close above the JMA, you look for continuation, you close below it, you look for reversal. Anyway, so the continuation target is more than likely going to be up to 28,626. If it fails here, as we said, daily mean is the safe spot. BTC dominance is now starting to climb. Alright, and then it's going to hit this level here. So we can demarcate 47.2% on the 1 minute. Alright, this one's got nothing to do with that data. What do we got here? 47.72%. In it, nailed it. So if it closes above this orange line, then I know that we'll be continuing for the 7-day continuation. That's on the 1 minute. And if it closes below, then I know BTC dominance is going to drop by, wow, 0.7%. Okay, so vice versa, then this will be the 15-minute wave trend that we saw here. On this one. Alright, over here. So those are the two levels of BTC dominance. Let's see, outlier event has occurred. This one's quite a sketchy one, but usually 2 candle closes below, we look for continuation to the downside. Contraction, positively correlated, so we're going to expect the next part of volatility to expand and flip the PCs negative. Alright, so this is going to happen in 30 seconds. So, okay, so the low volatility does kick quite a bit, so maybe I kicked it down too quick. Now, I actually want to get this print in so that you guys can see how the volatility is like now flipping. So when the candle goes yellow like that, it pretty much means the market is random. Okay, but we can see that it's not necessarily random because we know that this is negative drift kicking it down. So we've got to look for the continuation of the randomness move. Okay, so it's still negatively correlated to the downside. Closes above, it will try to push above the JMA and then if it does, to touch the JMA and these things go red. When do they go red? You see, so it's green, but the volatility hasn't agreed with the direction as of yet. There's an outlier event here, so there's one signal saying, I want to go, it's pretty much saying it's going sideways. And then as this thing touches here, it'll have the opportunity for continuation up, which will more than likely confirm the signal. Touch, okay, first one, so this is sideways action here. Sometimes, maybe if you're watching this, you can fast forward for the next 10 seconds. And what have we got? Come on. Okay, so there's the first one to the downside. This is a 50-50, and there's PC. Now, here's the cool thing. Now you can see that things are red. Maybe you can't, but I can see that things are red. Alright, and it's 50-50. So you'll see, what you see here is the one signal saying dump, one signal saying pump, which technically means sideways. But if they're both red and let's say the white line now touches the red, there you go. Now you get your continuation if it stays red. Alright, so that's a continuation target. So that's generally how the volatility is working. Okay, and now if it can hold red, you're looking for the orange line. Come on, make me look cool in front of my friends. BTC. Okay, well there's a bear div, the hidden bear div. So hidden bull div or for hidden bear div, very hard trap. And there you go. So if it continues below the orange line, you're looking for continuation down to this target. Alright. Losing correlation, gonna have a little bit of fight back. Opportunity to kill the bear div, quite a while away. But now you can imagine if we do that on the 7-day, for example, and the volatility plays out, right? That's sort of what happens. But this one's saying it's trading to the upside, but that's just a good example of what happens on the 1 minute and how you can use the data. So now with posture like that, you have opportunity to break higher highs. Yeah, so that's how I get my targets, and that's how I know that my orange banderinos are accurate. It's just a sum of this. I hope this was helpful. If we failed this region, you look for on the 1 minute. On 1 minute, you look over here for 27,947. This is holding above, so our target is $28,013. So as a lot of data will start to build here in a sideways thing, we'll see what happens. And as we say, let's just say, because this thing is getting quite rippy dippy. There, let's go higher. 7 day. So that's the 5-day continuation target. Oh, okay, we can put on the 21. So we're holding up the 21, holds above the mean. You're going for $37,950. Here it is, the 14-day. You hold above the JMA on the 14-day, which is where we're at now. There you go, $28,200. If you can hold above there for the next 28 days, the price won't be here. It will be somewhere else in the 7-day distribution cone. Sorry if this was a long one, but I think I like to take my time when we get to significant levels. Right, so very bearish if we close below pink line, very bullish if we close above, mean reversion at 45 grand. All right. These are the ranges. So if it closes in here, naturally I want to go to the pink one at 67 grand. Okay, considering we went from 10, okay, we'll just take it from 9. I'll go to plus 7. And plus 7 is, oh my gosh, we said this target before. 166,000. Such stupid numbers. But to get there, it will need to hold above 67. To get to 67, it needs to hold above 48. To get to 48, it needs to hold above 39. To get to 39, it needs to hold above $28,013. If you found this information helpful in a time of, I know, a lot of stress and panic, please do like and subscribe. African Crypto Warlord out.